Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing Tea Street. Today's mug, let all that you do be done in love, 1 Corinthians 16 and 14. We're going to get started this morning. I know that I'm early. I have a pretty busy day to close out my program. And so as soon as I get off my morning prayer, I need to jettison out the door so I can get to my location. So this morning, I wanted to take on part three of Don't Skip the Process of Becoming the Unicorn. Again, um, the book Become the Unicorn by William Vanderbloom is one that has kind of shaped my leadership over the last couple of years. And I think that it's helpful and useful for us in every area of our lives, not just in our professional lives, in our personal lives, our spiritual lives. I think if we can do these things, that we can all continue to be not just getting to our apex, but maintaining that which we arrive at. So today, the third step or the third trait of the unicorn is the agile. The agile, what does that mean? The agile person adapts and pivots quickly when conditions change. Can I tell you? Conditions are always changing. The weather changes every day. And if you aren't willing to shift and to pivot, sometimes you can get left behind. In Columbus for the month of July, when I've been here, I have a jacket, an umbrella, and something that has like no sleeves because I just never know what the weather is going to be. And so I need to be able to shift and pivot quickly. Sometimes in our workplaces, things change over which we have no control. And sometimes people who are not as agile get stuck and they get left behind because they demonstrate not just an inability, but an unwillingness to shift quickly. Good morning, Erica. To shift quickly, it is important in our areas if we're going to grow and really become the unicorn, that person who is exceptional in every area of our lives. We have to be willing to be agile, shifting quickly when the conditions of life changes. I don't know about you, but I never know some days what the day is going to look like. I have an aging. Good morning, Mary. I have an aging um, aunt who we're responsible for taking care of. I have a responsibility as a mom and a grandma. I just all lots of worker. I have all these continually changing things. And so when you work with kids, one of the things that working with young people has taught me is how to be agile. Because you never know. They're like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And sometimes you have to move and bend just to be able to keep up. So, some of the action steps that I want to offer you today about how to become the agile. I, anticipate. Run a weekly what if session with yourself. What if this happens? What would I do? What if that happens? You ever notice that in schools, they always do the drills? They do a fire drill. They don't wait until the fire happens to do the fire drill. They anticipate if a fire drill happens and they train kids, this is what we're going to do. We're going to move quickly. We're going to move quietly. The bells are going to go off. This is the door. We go out. We line up outside quietly. We do the count. We do the drills of life, y'all. So run really in your workplace or in your home life. What if life doesn't go the way that I planned for it to this week? What will I do? I will do this if this happens. I will do this if this happens. Learn a new skill quarterly. Can I tell you, those are the folks who are going to survive the 21st century workplace. People who are agile. Learn something new. If you don't know, y'all took an AI class. I took an AI class. It was free. I went through NCUS and took an AI, got a little AI certification because I needed to know some things that I did not know in order to keep up with one, young people, and two, my own business. I had to know some AI. So I took a course. I learned a new skill in that quarter. Every quarter, I try to learn something new. Most people don't know I'm really technologically savvy. And with the exception of the AI certification, everything from learning how to type to learning how to do videos. Good morning, Jackie. I learned on my own. I'm self taught. All technology stuff, I'm self taught except for the AI certification. And I can do videos and I can do all kinds of crazy stuff on the computers that blow people's minds. Learn a new skill quarterly. Reflect on project adaptability. If you're working on something and something goes wrong, you got to know how to fix it fairly quickly. I am always having to think on my feet because, the other day we had a kid who had literally had a seizure. And literally we had to think really quickly. Yes, we're trained, but I had to think really quickly who to call first, what to do, how to get the kids, first of all, how to get the kids stabilized. That wasn't something we planned for, but certainly something I trained my staff on. My staff member literally went into action because we planned for it. We reflected on what these things will be. How can we adapt our plan? Good morning, Jill. How can we make a plan that is adaptable? For example, the older I've gotten, when I work out with my trainer, my body doesn't move like it used to move when we first started training 12, 15 years ago. So she had to adapt to my training to fit my new body style and to fit an aging body. Adaptability is so important. Join cross cultural meetings if you're in a workplace. If you're in a workplace, learn what other people do. That will make you more agile and also make you more relevant to a company, to a business, to a church. Learn what other people do. I'm like, what do you do? And I love when people will show me what they're doing. And then I try my hand at it. Because if somebody is ever out, you make yourself useful. Y'all, when I tell you I have been called up for stuff that I probably should never ever have been called up for simply because I knew how to do it, because I had watched somebody or someone had told me. You also demonstrate when you do cross cultural or cross functional trainings and meetings that you care about other people's work. And so when people are considering people for promotions and they're considering people for a higher level of something, oftentimes the agile people are the people that they look for because they know that they're always learning, they're always growing, and they're always willing to shift if necessary. If you're inflexible, it is very, very hard for you to move to your apex. And even if you get there because you've conned people, you won't stay there because your inability to be agile will make you irrelevant to stay at the top. Good morning, Miss Brown. So I just wanted to come on this morning really quickly and say, um, don't skip the process of becoming the unicorn. Part 3 is all about the agile. I'm getting off to go on morning prayer. I'm the amazing T Street. There's absolutely positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Have an amazing weekend. And whatever you do, be the unicorn.